world of tomato talk. We'll pause the rock music. We're going to bring on the comments. Here we go. Good afternoon, everybody. We have, oh, look at that. We decorated the back. We didn't decorate the back. I actually moved the tree because I participated in a couple of Zoom calls yesterday. Woo! Three of them. It's got nothing to do with my lawn, by the way. Nobody saw my lawn. They saw my tree. The tree I got there. That's what they saw. That was it. And I got my green screen thing that attaches to the back of the chair. That's what they saw. Whatever. That kind of thing. Well, the conversation came up, and we're going to get to the grass. We're definitely going to get to the grass. We're going to get to the lawn as to why that really matters. We see where we make the connection with the grass growing on my lawn, which has now been cut down, brought down to a manageable level. Any other Zoom calls yesterday? Henry Bramwell was talking about TikTok. Darn it, man, that guy could go. Did a full hour. He was talking just about a full hour about TikTok, how to use it and the rest of that stuff. Really good. And how it is so driven by our habits. So when you go to TikTok, you best be paying attention to the videos that you watch, because their TikTok SEO algorithms, whatever, they're going to continue to send you the things that you are paying attention to. Oh, yeah, boy, that sounds like everything else, right? Those algorithms. Privacy. Yeah, privacy's tossed out the window. It's been tossed out the window for a long time. But they're really focused on that, and it's entertainment. So they can send you things that entertain you, and it's in a consistent manner. So I do suggest, if you do go on TikTok, go to those things that you really care about. Otherwise, you're going to get inundated with a lot of stuff that you don't care about, and then they constantly show up, and then you got to move out of them and make it work that way. Interesting stuff, though, on TikTok is video. And let me tell you, I have an interest in video. You might say why. You might not say why, but whatever. I have an interest in video. So it seems that you are able to do a couple of minute video through TikTok, little shorts, I guess they are, and they seem to show up on Instagram, and then it seems to show up on Facebook too, in that short video thing. The whole thing's all tied together. Or you could upload a video. I uploaded one video. Let me tell you something. It was one video. It was nothing special. Wasn't entertaining. It was just me. I was talking about the Speaker Bureau. I had that video still available, so I posted it up over there. A couple of things I've thought about strategically, but forget that. But I put the video up over there. Yeah, and next thing you know, I got like 500 followers, on the whole thing. I have not made a big effort to follow other people. I didn't know who was there or anything like that. Plus, I never put the bio in. I never put any of that stuff in. I just got it going. So, you know what? There's something to be said there. Did it generate business? No. Didn't generate business. It generated connections. And yeah, if you're into the whole numbers of, oh, look how many connections I have, it's a thing. You get a chance to do that thing. It's easy enough to do. Look, once you do one video, you got them all. Doug, happy birthday to you, my production team over here. That's mentioned to me that make sure you wish Doug a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Douglas. Happy birthday. Hope it's a special day for you. So the other conversation had to do with, or the other presentation I attended there was with Arthur Germain, the brand telling group. Again, really focused on a lot of information, the strategic use, not of TikTok, but the strategic marketing with strategic PR and how that turns people into customers and how to communicate with them along the way. So he was not a big fan of the word funnel, but he was a big fan of the idea that we are digitally touching our prospects along their path of making a decision. Know, like, trust kind of thing. Who are you? What do you do? How can I benefit from your product, process? Why should I listen to your show? What is your show? Who are you? What's the show about? Why should I listen? Whatever that scenario is, whatever your step is, that's what he was really talking about. So think of it this way: forget about the world of digital media, forget about marketing, PR, forget about all of this stuff. Even though the world of TikTok and something like that. And maybe this is how we segue right into Donna Drake. Donna Drake gave a presentation with Alex Eli. It's with he has a networking group that he runs on the once a month. It's hybrid meeting. We spoke a little bit about hybrid. Was hybrid good and not good? That even came up yesterday with Alex a little bit, but also with somebody else at a prior meeting. Not a big fan of Zoom. He said, from a networking standpoint, how do you connect with people? And it's very true. So look, August 15th, they were close. I got a month and a day. I'm early. How do you connect with people? Can you really connect doing these kinds of videos? Or if I'm a presenter at a networking group as opposed to a participant in a network group, and it's all digital, all through Zoom. Look, I think there are advantages to it. I think there are disadvantages or challenges that we face with it. I did one of these programs, I did a video on that. I spoke about the difference between networking in person versus networking digitally, how to go about doing it, and the rest of that stuff. There's ways to make it effective, and there's ways to connect with people. Is it different? Absolutely. Absolutely. At this point, I'd be turning around to Doug, giving him a hug, and say, "Man, I'm sorry. I thought it was your birthday. It's next month. It means I got 30 more. 30 more. I could wish you a happy birthday for the next 30 days." Body language filters into the whole thing. The smile, the eye contact, all the rest of that stuff. Does that happen on here? No. 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 Even if we're all live on a Zoom call or stuff like that, it's just is not the same. So I agree with that. It is absolutely not the same. So if you want to have a mastermind group or something like that and do it on Zoom, it's not the same. Not the same. That huggy feely kind of, I'm with you on that. Not the same. If you want to meet people, though, in different geographical areas, or you want to be able to talk to someone who's doing exactly what you're doing, but doing it in their area, not in your area, so they're not competing against you in any which way, but they're doing the same thing that you're doing. Let me tell you something. Now, that's a powerful group. So there's definitely advantages to doing stuff online. It just depends. It depends what, where, and what you're trying to accomplish. Which brings us to Donna's presentation, Donna Drake. Donna Drake gave her presentation on focus. 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 Why do you do what you do? What is it that gets you excited about what it is that you're doing? What is your value? What is other people's perceived value of you? Very interesting. Now, maybe that focus is not how you get paid, but it's who you are. And wait, if it's really who you are, and you are you, right? We don't put on this facade when we're out in public, but you're really, truly you. You know what that is? That's your brand. And this was my question to Arthur when he was talking. Because Arthur does the brand telling, Arthur does PR work for companies and smaller companies that are run by individual people that are the company, as opposed to companies that are obviously they're still run by people, but with the company name, the company persona is it, as opposed to the personal persona being part of it. Look, Arthur is brand telling. Flat out. So Arthur's affiliation with brand telling from a branding standpoint, is basically one of the same. His personality is really that company. But he's working with a company called Energia. And there's more than one person running the company. There's a team, the executive team that's part of it. So in that case, it's not just one person's persona that's there. It's the company persona. So it's different. So my question to him was, is there a big difference in approach that individual business owners would have versus corporations would have, larger corporations would have? And the answer is yes, but there's a lot of similarities that go along with it too. We just think of that company as its own entity and you as your own entity. The difference, of course, is going to be that you are probably going to be much more open with your and with your identity, with your brand, with your persona, with your personality. It's much easier for you to do it a lot because every time we interact with somebody, that is your persona that's showing up. A company is going to be interacting with people in a different manner. A company's not walking into a store. You are. So therein lies the difference there. You might show vacation photos. A company does not go on vacation. So you got differences that are there. But you should, regardless of the size of you should have a formal marketing effort, formal PR effort. How you go about doing it, how much you spend on it, how intricate it is, totally, totally changes up, no matter with you, but it should still be there. Now, in full honest disclosure, man, that is a work in progress, an absolute work in progress. And that really becomes my tie-in with the lawn. Yeah, you thought I forgot about the grass. It's like, oh man, how in the where is this grass crap gonna filter into this thing? It's pretty easy because the grass continues to grow more so during the summer and the winter. We all have different seasons of our own growth. Some of us are better in the warmer weather. Some of us are better in the colder weather. Some of us, make the big push at the beginning of the month. Others kind of lay low. Some are very active. You might be very active with networking at different points in time or even different points in the day and then lay low. Just like your grass, just like your hair for that fact. There are certain times it grows quickly. You need to really pay attention to it. Certain time your business grows quickly. You really need to pay attention to it. Other times it does not. You still need to pay attention to it. You're not going to fertilize your hair, but you do have to fertilize your lawn. You do have to make sure that it's getting the proper nutrients, that it's getting what it needs for the continued long-term success. And there's a big difference there too, right? We mentioned it before about the idea of what is long-term success or versus short-term exciting success. Well, you go and you get a haircut. It's exciting. Oh, I got a haircut. Everything looks great. You're all good. I finished cutting the lawn. You go out there, take a look at the lawn. It looks good. Looks good. That's today. Tomorrow, maybe not. Tomorrow it doesn't look as good. It doesn't have the lines from the wheels. It doesn't have the freshly made up hair that your hairdresser, barber, would do for you. It still needs that constant work. That's the same with the marketing. Same as with all aspects of you and your business. It's the constant push to keep going. And sometimes it just really is challenging. Sometimes it just sucks. I mean, really, since we're talking openly here, sometimes it just sucks. Oh, I'm so tired. I don't really want to do it. You know what? You know, yesterday, could I have done it? Yeah, I would have done it later, or maybe I could have recorded a live thing. It was just easy to play, to do a recording. So I did a recording. Did I still do what I wanted to do, which was make sure I got some show each and every day? Yeah. But I was really super enthusiastic. I said, oh, I got to be live every day. I got to do that. Well, I would have figured out a way to do it. I would have done it. Would have made it happen. Even this whole idea about having guests on. If I was like, that was the end all, I would have had this done already. Instead, it's kind of working toward it. But it is still kind of working toward it. It is still that constant growth that comes over there, whether it's noticeable or not. And when I went out before I was going to cut the lawn, I took a look. It's like, does it really need it? Did it really need it? No, it wasn't long and shaggy. It didn't really need it. But once I started cutting it, I realized it did. And that was when I came up with the idea for this, mentioning it to you today. It's like, how many parts of our businesses, how many parts of our lives, how many parts of what we do really needs work? But we just look at it and go, no, I think it's okay. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just not. And what part of it is not okay? Could that lawn have told by itself what needed to be done? I would have been one special lawn if it started talking to itself. Unbelievably special if it started talking to me. Say, hey, Brian, you got to come out here. You got to cut me, man. Cut me. Cut me like a scene out of Rocky. Cut me. Cut me, Mick. Cut me. I need to go on. My grass isn't talking to me. But I looked at it as a third-party person. This is where we're going to go with this one. I looked at it as a third-party person. It looked like it needed to be cut. And once I got there with the mower, it really did need to be cut. And if I waited another day, it would have been closer to long and shaggy. If it rained tomorrow and I got to wait 2 more days or 3 more days, then it's a whole big thing. So it's that constant effort that really, truly makes the difference. All the time, it's the constant effort. So we're working toward it on this side, that constant effort of changing things up, making things a little bit better, working toward an end goal, working toward a plan of action on the whole thing. Now look, I've been talking about this for a while. I share this with you, and I'm sharing this with you because I just know that there's many folks actually going through the same kind of thing. You know, and I sit down and I attend the Stony Brook Small Business Development Center, or the Small Business Development Center, or the Middle Country Library, and go over to the Miller Business Center, or the HIA, or the Millville Chamber of Commerce, or I'm out at any kind of a meeting, any place. And I talk to people like, how's it going? What are you doing? We're looking at I get a lot of it. We're looking at things. We're deciding exactly what our plan of action is. Look, over the last couple of years, that's been such a challenge. Such a challenge. What's the rules of engagement? I don't know, man. It becomes hard to go figure that out. This COVID is what a mental drain. And if it's only a mental drain, you're probably okay. It's been much more than a mental drain on some. It's been a physical problem. It's been a very sad story in many cases also. We've been affected by that too. But from a business standpoint, and look, I'm shooting video, right? It's not like I got a pizza place, a place of business, that I got to worry about employees coming in or not coming in or working remotely. How do we do that? Customers that normally come in and now don't come in. The food service. I can't do restaurant tables. I got to deliver. I never delivered before. I got to worry about it and figure out how to do that. My staff. I don't want to leave my staff out in the cold, right? If I don't have customers sitting at tables, what do I do with them? What do you do with the wait staff? How do you deal with all that stuff? That's a lot. It's an awful lot. I had none of that. None of that. Well, I really tried not to comment on that stuff throughout the years of this thing, but where to go and what to do. I figured that would be the value add on my side of things. But even that, it came to the Speakers Bureau, it changed everything up quite a bit. Nobody's doing live events. Nobody's doing in-person live events. Oh, that kind of took care of that. And those that were, became much harder to find. That needle in a haystack thing was going on. That was much, much, much more difficult to get that one together. And then I really had to take a hard look at who's part of the Speakers Bureau, what they were trying to accomplish, where they were, getting paid, not getting paid. A lot of folks in there were not really looking to get paid. They were looking to build their brand. They were looking to build their brand. So for me to make how many phone calls to perhaps get somebody a speaking engagement for, a couple of $100, $1,000, $2,000. There was a couple of folks I could have worked with. that are professional speakers, part of it, that really do get paid. But then I'm not running a speakers bureau. I'm running a agent. I'm an agent for. It really would have been about 3 people, 2 or 3 people, 3 people, 4 people. Thinking about it, 4 different people. I would have been acting as an agent for. Did I really want to do that? COVID really made me take a hard look at things. A lot of things have been on my side, and what do I want? Then it comes to what do I want to do? What do I really want to do? What is it that makes sense to do? What is it that we have time for? I remember this is not the income stream over here, but what do I have time for? It's not an overnight decision. It is a work in progress, just like that grass growing, just like your hair growing. So you're not bald. Yeah, it's a slow process that continues to go on and on and on and on. And we change it. I cut the grass one way, one day a week. I cut it another way, another week. You get a hairstyle one way, one week or 1 month, and the next time you go in there, you change it up. Women, you change the hair color. It's just a couple of folks I work with. Uh, Change their hair color all the time. I don't even recognize them from behind half the time. They're changing the hair between the hair up, down, curled, not curled, changing the color of it too. It's like, who is that person? Hey, I do know you. All the time. All the time. Does that change their brand? No, they are who they are. So if you change a lot of those things on the outside, you cut your lawn in a different manner each and every time. You present yourself differently each and every time. Can they get a little confusing? Yeah, okay, it can get a little confusing, the rest of that stuff. But the one thing that does not change is your brand. You, how people perceive you. Will they see that as a negative? Perhaps some people will. So what? That's their problem, not yours. If it's a positive for you, it's a positive for you. Does it mean that you're finding yourself? That means you're figuring out exactly how you want to go about doing something? Yeah. Will some people find that refreshing to see and speak openly about it? The answer is yes. Those that really do care, those that understand that whole process of an entrepreneur, they will fully get it because they've been through it and they understand that challenge that we face. Those that have yet to get to that point, they will. And then they're going to go, now I understand. And then they'll get it. Then they'll get it. But the folks that you really want to work with, want to be around, want to be associated with, the ones that are really going to help you in your growth, they're going to say, yeah, I get it. Been there. I understand. It's good that you're doing that. It's good that you're figuring it out. But you want to know something? You are still you. And that's what we like about it. You are consistent in being you. So don't change yourself. Got to make sure that you keep yourself consistent in that respect. But let it change. Change your hair, color it, whatever you want to do. Wear different styles of clothes. Okay, all good, right? Get yourself a new car if you want, whatever. If that bothersome to you, make it work that way. Take on a new project. Do something different. Change it up a little bit about what you're doing. If it's not exciting to you, it's not exciting to us. Find it. It could take you a while. It could take you a long while. It definitely can take you a long while. But so be it. So be it. Look at this whole concept of overnight successes. Oh my gosh, it is not. It is not. Even these folks that win the lottery, how many of them win a lottery, buy a ticket for the first time and win a lottery? I'm sure there's a story out there, but who knows? What about that actor, actress is sitting there working some job someplace and gets discovered? Does it happen? Yeah, it happens. In fact, it was a video I watched. You hear about a guy that, that did happen. The Bronx Tale was one of the kids that were the Bronx Tale. He was found. He became an overnight success. Had some legal issues afterwards. But anyhow, he became an overnight success. But most of us, I think most of us that are starting second careers or side gigs and call that what you will, I think most of us, we've spent years and years and years and years and years learning, experiencing, going through things, working at these jobs or careers that were paid the bills, that did the thing, that got you through it. That's a part of it. That's a part of it. And then afterwards, you get to a point you're like, all right, you know something? This is what I'd like to do. And maybe it's just a flat out hobby. Maybe it's just some project that you can do as a hobby because you really want to do it. You really want to do it. And there still needs to be some structure with it. It makes it easier for you. Maybe it makes it easier for you to be more effective. Maybe it makes it easier for you to say no to stuff. If you're volunteering, you want to put your time where you want to put your time. Saying yes to everything is just not a good policy. It's not a good policy. Going everywhere, to be every place, not a good policy. How do you say no? Got to know what you want to do. Got to know where your strengths, weaknesses are, and that kind of thing. You got to know when your growth spurt comes up, when your growing season is, and when you need to lay a little bit more dormant, to do a little bit more of the behind the scenes that fertilize your growth. Not easy. None of it is. And there are quite a few folks that are going through quite a few different things. Happens all the time. Happens all the time. My thought process on that, stay tried and true to you. And those that are your supporters, that are truly on your team, they're going to be with you through everything. Everything. Not just going to be there when you're a success and go, oh, yeah, you're great. Okay, it's nice. Hey, look, it's always nice to get patted on the back. It's actually nicer when you're going through a slump, your non-growth season, and somebody just gives you a call, say, you know, we haven't heard from you in a while. How you doing? What's going on? What can I help you with? That's the person. That's the person you want to be with. That's the person that's going to care about you. That's the person going to give you honest comments also. That's really important. But it starts and has to be with you. So as Donna did in her presentation, if you've never heard us speak about this focus, you really should. Because of those 3 presentations, TikTok, the branding, and all the rest of that stuff, you're going to go on TikTok. Why? For a reason. What is that reason? You're going to engage author at brand telling. Speak to me. Go figure out a path for yourself about why I need to be a confident communicator and what message I want to deliver. It's going to come back to, well, why are you doing this? Why? Even why do you want to be a confident communicator? Why? Just why? What's the purpose? And there's a lot of different reasons, but why? It does come down to your focus. What are you focused on? Find an opportunity to listen to Donna. Find an opportunity to hear that presentation. And I think a lot of it she did in her TED Talk too. So find that. It's a TEDx talk, Donna Drake. Should be easy enough to find. If not, you just let me know. These 3 people do what they do best. They do speak well. They do speak often. They do live inspired. You should too. Even if you are going through your dormant season. Be like the grass. Just keep on growing. Keep on growing. It does. That's why I got to cut it all the time. Sometimes it's frustrating or it sucks. Other times it's enjoyable. Today was enjoyable. Wound up coming up with a topic for today because I cut the lawn. What inspires you? Where will it come from? You know something? Sometimes it comes from very mundane things. You just never know. Speak well, my friends. Speak often. Live inspired. All right, let's play a little music this time around. Brand rock music. There we go. Gotta work on the back over there. Yeah. All right, have a great day. And God, speak to you in August for your birthday.